it's the end of February and I needed to get my sweet potato slips going. These are sweet potatoes that we harvested at the end of October from last year. So I need to go through and figure out which ones to do, and I like to make sure to get ones that already are starting to sprout just a little bit. You can see they're already starting to do that. And another thing I like to check and do is make sure that they're big enough that they will fit in a jar like that. That way you don't have to mess with the toothpicks or anything like that. So I'm going to do that, and also I'm going to do this with a different way like I tried last year, but I didn't do the best with my record keeping, so I'm gonna do that. And also we have another variety. These are white sweet potatoes. They do not produce nearly as well, but they are super delicious. So we are gonna do this and I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so we have our sweet potato that fits in our jar to where we don't have to mess with the toothpicks. And if yours is small enough and you have to use toothpicks, just put them in there to hold it up. You want just a little bit of this in the water. So we're gonna add filtered water in here. And we don't want to fill it up too full, kind of play with it a little bit. I think we can add a little bit more. So you want to add filtered water like that, and this will start to produce roots, and then it will start to produce stalks, and this later on is what we will turn into sweet potato slips. I will show you what we do later on, but this takes quite a bit of time to get this going, and I let my slips get pretty long. So we'll just start this. And another thing to remember is to be sure and change the water. Change that at least once a week, if not a little bit sooner. So if it starts to look really brown or something like that, change it, but at least once a week. So we'll go ahead and get the rest of these going. So you need to be sure and use filtered water each time. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we grow enough of sweet potatoes for our family to last a year. So, and we also grow enough of peppers for our family to last a year. We've done that for quite a few years, and we actually grow both of those crops together, and we grow both of those in a 4 by 16 foot bed. So it does not take a lot of space to be able to do that. And the sweet potatoes work great as a companion plant with the peppers. They help protect the soil where we're at. We are in the south and we have super hot summers, and sweet potatoes just love the heat. So they are amazing, and they are a really easy plant to take care of. You basically just almost plant them and forget them. They're so easy, but they all help protect the peppers and keep the soil a little bit cooler than they otherwise would be in the summertime. And they work great together, and we get an awful lot. Last year I think we grew, I did too much of that. Let me pour this off here. Last year we grew about, I think it was 90 pounds. I think we did a video on it in our final garden tour, and you can see all the sweet potatoes that we grew. But yeah, we are able to grow quite a lot, and they are a great crop to have in the south. So this is the main way that I do my sweet potatoes, and I've done them this way for several years. Last year I experimented and did my sweet potatoes a little bit different. I put them in a container. Actually, I had some sprout in a 5-gallon bucket, and you can just pull them up and they have roots. So I'm gonna do this a little bit different and start them early because they were a little too late. I'm gonna go grab my soil and I will show you how I do this. Okay, so I've got a variety of sweet potatoes here. We've got the regular orange, I think it's called Beauregard sweet potatoes, and a white variety of sweet potatoes that are super delicious. And all we're going to do is just cover them with some good compost. And these are, like I said, are very heat-loving plants, just like peppers. So since they're that way, I am going to show you something extra I do to get a head start on these, because like I said, whenever I did this last year, they were outside and they did pretty good, but I wasn't very good at record keeping to see how well they produced, and hopefully this year I'll do better. So I'm going to show you a little trick. Oh, actually, we need to give that a little bit of water, and just water this here and there whenever you notice the soil getting a little dry. And I'm going to show you a trick that I do to help these sprout a little bit sooner. Okay, the trick that I do to help the sweet potatoes sprout even faster is to put them on a heat mat. I use heat packs that we get at auctions and estate sales, and that really helps them to sprout a lot faster. A couple other things that I forgot to mention is they need light. So I plant mine in this little greenhouse that I have in front of our south-facing window. That's where I plant these. And another thing that I forgot to mention is I plant based upon my garden planting calendar. I share a video of that each month and when I like to plant certain things. So I plant on those days that are the good days for that. Make sure it's a fertile day, and since these are sweet potatoes, I make sure I'm planting on those below ground crop days. Okay, and I was also going to show the ones that I put in the jars. I just keep those on the bar here, right with the rest of my house plants, and that's what I do. And just remember to change the water at least once a week, if not a little sooner. So that's how we do our sweet potato starts. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.